What's up, gamers, and welcome to another No Rest for the Wicked video. My name is Brian, if you happen to be new around here, and the devs themselves have dropped off information, kind of a preview about what patch number 3 has, and it has some interesting things. And so the goal of this video is to go over the highlights of this update. Now, you should know that while the devs themselves are teasing out the patch, and at the time of this recording, it should actually be coming out today, probably not too long from when this video gets posted. The devs are teasing that it is soon, really soon, for update number 3. So I will be sure to be covering the patch notes here for you as soon as they go up. So be sure to keep it locked to the channel if you like No Rest for the Wicked or ARPG style content. And if you do subscribe to the channel, let me know. Sound off in the comments, just like Shafa, who cracked me up when he said, hey, I subbed there, shut up about it. Also, Sprash is saying he's a new sub, so welcome to both of you guys and to every one of you who have taken a chance on my channel, pushing us just under 81,000 subscribers at the time of this recording. Absolutely phenomenal. My only personal goal that I have for content creation is to hit that 100,000 mark. So we're on a slow march all the way up, but we will get there someday. Let's dive into why you clicked on the video. And do please forgive any beeping that you hear in the background. My computer is on its last life, and thankfully it's been able to make it this week as long as I don't turn it off. But my birthday is Saturday, and apparently my new PC should be arriving on Saturday as well, so it's going to be a freaking good time. We'll be sure to do some live streams and so much more around this content, and also around the birthday, which will be fun. All right, let's dive in. Update number 3 is focusing primarily on the Crucible. If you guys call back to the roadmap, you'll remember that update 1, milestone update number 1, was primarily focusing in on multiplayer. Now, this is no longer the case, but we will be getting multiplayer, but we will also be getting an updated roadmap, and I don't know if that's going to be dropping today or whenever, but just note that I'm really excited to see what they all have. What we are getting in this patch is actually quite substantial. The new enemy faction has been added called the Gloam, and we're going to see more about them here in a second, what they represent. You also have a new vendor NPC, a new weapon upgrade system has been added, a massive performance updates have been added. This is Steam Deck verification for those of you who are playing on Steam Deck. It is now Steam Deck verified with this update, and they also are adding in expanded areas. Now, I hope this means what they said it means by adding in the things that they didn't get to at launch of the game itself. So I cannot wait to see what these expanded areas includes, but that in and of itself is also kind of mysterious. Like, well, I mean, is it as big as we want? Expanded can mean a lot of things, right? I tend to assume that it means big updates, but you never know. Anyway, we'll go exploring it all together here today. Now, regarding the Crucible, they've added in some like really interesting systems. First and foremost, they've more than doubled the number of randomized rooms that are in the game itself. They've also added in a new art theme, and here's where the vendor comes in. We'll talk about him more in a second. And they added in a new gameplay system called Echoes, and you can now get to the Crucible much sooner. So for new players out there, this is great news. The spoken and unspoken quest is what's going to open up the Crucible, and now you can pick up that quest as soon as you get to Sacrament and complete the first campaign quest. So just note that if you are a veteran player, spoken and unspoken might be reset for you. This is the only thing that is actually reset. All your character stats, weapons, gear, all that is fully safe, so don't worry about that. But this is a quest reset because they want to take you kind of through the new tutorial and in-game highlight these new changes. So they've added this vendor, and I'm going to butcher the name, I apologize, the Senchal, who is going to feed on Gloam Seed. Now, this Gloam Seed is actually dropped by the Gloam upon death, and the more that you progress through the Crucible, the more Gloam Seed that you can feed to Senchal, who will sell things like Ball and Embers, as an example, or Exalted weapons, which is a part of the new weapon upgrade system. Now, we'll talk about that just a little bit. The unlock, the new features obviously within the Crucible, and later updates, the Gloam will actually be found outside the Crucible as well. So Exalted, for those of you who are curious, is a permanent state, a permanent change to your weapon. It raises and improves your enchantment rolls at Eleanor's shop. So this might end up being kind of a progression system where you want to, before you do any kind of rolls on weapons, get them exalted just to improve the overall odds. Time will tell. We'll be going hands-on with it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts as we progress through the new updates. Now, echoes, on the other hand, are how you're going to actually customize every run within adding in a huge variety of buffs and effects, creating a truly limitless set of possibilities. And thanks to echoes, there's not going to be any run that is going to be the same. It's not going to be alike, which is interesting because I wonder if you use the same echoes, if it's fully randomized. I can't wait to see with my own eyes. Anyway, all enemies in the Crucible will actually now drop various glowing orbs called traces, and you can use these to activate echoes at any time. The more enemies you kill, the more you can bolster your run with unique effects and conditions. So some other additional bullet points for those of you who are excited: you can now pet the dog, which is, I think, a MMO kind of trait, but we'll have to see. They've also fixed the attack speed enhancements, and they've they're bolstering that, they have over 500 additional bug fixes. And really what this is all going to culminate to is that outside of the notes and outside anything that they have in it, I'm sure we're going to be talking about this game and playing this game for a very long time. The developers are truly really exciting. Now, I cannot wait for that roadmap. As soon as we get that information, as soon as we get the patch notes, just as a reminder, we'll be covering them. I might do a go live here at the channel, so ring that notification bell so you don't miss that. I don't schedule my lives more often than not, so it does help if you guys want to jump in, or you can always jump into the Discord. Top link in the description will get you there. It's free. You don't have to do it. Like, you just got to have a Discord account and you're rocking and rolling. We got a great community over here that if you want to join. Now, as we do with these videos, I want to finish with our message of hope. This is the real talk, y'all. So just note that you can feel free to bounce out of the video if you want, but this is something that I feel is very important, especially in our society and modern times today. When times feel crazy, sometimes the world can feel hopeless, but that is just a lie. There is someone out there right now listening to these words that feels like maybe they're barely holding on, or is planning on hurting themselves, unfortunately. And to you who this applies to, you can change this. There is hope. There is actually always hope. Sometimes, and maybe most times, the internet has a way of tricking us, and we're also able to lie to ourselves. So while I don't know your exact situation, I do know it can and will get better. And as someone who has personally suffered with depression and anxiety, in the moment, it does feel hopeless. It does feel lost. But when you apply time to it, tomorrow does come, and then the next day, and you can get some perspective. Time can give some perspective on all of this. And there isn't anything weak about reaching out for help. I think that is something that I always want to hammer home. I know I have a predominantly male audience here. And it's like, I don't know if you guys are, like me, raised with a, tough it out. And there's a good value lesson in that, because as men, generally people don't care about us in that same way that somebody would care about, a woman or a child, and nor should they, right? We're built differently. We're physically different. And this is a good thing. That being said, though, there is no weakness in raising your hand and say you need help. I went and did years of cognitive behavior therapy. I love it. It is a really good thing. The other things you can try: meditation. You can try prayer. Honestly, what I would say is that if you're in this space that I've been in, that other people have been in, but if you're in it now, try something, right? Like, what can you, I don't think there's any risk in doing meditation or prayer or going to therapy. There's also no risk in what I always try to recommend to a lot of guys: make your bed first thing in the morning, make a change in your pattern, and let things, get some wins on the books, get some wins on the table. This could be as simple as taking a shower. This could be as simple as, focusing in on your physical health, because our mental and physical health are intricately linked. And if you feel bad physically, it can easily impact and give you that kind of that negative perception in your mind. And like I said, your brain can lie to you. So it's very easy for us as men in a society where comparison is the thief of joy, where social media is the thief of joy. All of these things can really truly try and make you addicted to your devices and your phones. Like, all of this is engineered, but you can make a change, and I want to encourage you to make that change, and hopefully you can get better. Now, if you ever need to talk, again, the Discord's open. My DMs are always open for any reason. And just give me a little bit of grace. I got 6 kids. Oftentimes, they might take me a little bit to see a message, so I'm not ignoring anybody if they do actually reach out. But yeah, there's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in admitting that you need help. And I think at the end of the day, the best thing you can do, especially if you're where I think you are, is you can make a change. There's no, like, what's the risk, right? What's the risk? I think it could end up working out really well for you, and I hope it does. You're in my prayers and my thoughts, and I thank you so much for listening to this video and so much more. Hopefully I will see you stick around to the channel and so much, all that good stuff. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my channel members who support the content that I make. Thank you guys so much for just being here, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, take care.